As we know, all Spider-Man characters fall under Sony's control due to their agreement with Marvel. Sony Pictures holds the film rights to around 900 characters from the Spider-Man universe, including some notable Spider-Women, like the character from Marvel Spotlight number 32. This suggests that Sony might be planning to give them their own standalone films. So, let's dive into what we know about the upcoming movie in Sony's Spider-Man universe. Let's start with a quick introduction for those who aren't familiar with Spider-Woman, also known as Jessica Drew. She made her cinematic debut in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, where she was voiced by Issa Rae. However, her roots are in American comic books published by Marvel Comics. Created by Archie Goodwin and Marie Severin, Jessica Drew first appeared in Marvel Spotlight number 32 in February 1977. She starred in her own ongoing series titled Spider-Woman, which ran for 50 issues. After the series ended, the character was overshadowed by others using the Spider-Woman name. Her origin story reveals that she was once a brainwashed spy for Hydra. Writer Brian Michael Bendis later included Spider-Woman in the New Avengers and featured her in the Secret Invasion storyline. In 2009, Spider-Woman got her second self-titled limited series, also written by Bendis, which lasted for 7 issues. During the 2014 Spider-Verse event, she started her third ongoing series written by Dennis Hopeless. This series was briefly interrupted by Marvel's 2015 Secret Wars event, but continued with a relaunch several months later, still under Hopeless's pen. Jessica Drew has earned a reputation as one of Marvel's most notable and powerful female heroes. That said, now let's dive into how Spider-Woman could make her MCU debut before starring in her own solo movie in Sony's Spider-Man universe. We all know there's a massive event on the horizon in the MCU called Avengers Secret Wars, and before that we've got Avengers Doomsday, with RDJ returning to play Doctor Doom. But how might Spider-Woman fit into these epic films? If we take a look at the Secret Wars comics, specifically Secret Wars Volume 3, number 1 through 9, Jessica Drew plays a significant role. As the universe faces its end, Reed Richards and Susan Storm choose Jessica Drew and Natasha Romanoff to co-pilot a ship containing a select group of survivors to reboot humanity and escape the impending destruction. However, their plan is thwarted when the Children of Tomorrow from the Ultimate Universe attack, causing the ship to be destroyed and killing everyone aboard, including Spider-Woman. Of course, this timeline and these tragic events are later undone in typical comic fashion. This storyline could serve as a major way to introduce Jessica Drew into the MCU. Her involvement in Secret Wars could set the stage for her character to become a pivotal player, perhaps even opening up possibilities for her transition into a solo film afterward. Plus, with the multiverse saga at the forefront, her potential introduction could tie in with both the MCU and Sony's Spider-Man universe, giving her a presence in both. If Sony decides to take a different route and focus on a solo movie with the same version of Spider-Woman from Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, we could see her origin explored further. In the film, her backstory can touch on how her mother, while pregnant with Jessica, was exposed to a beam of radiation infused with the DNA of multiple spider species. This could serve as a foundational story, allowing us to delve deeper into how Jessica Drew developed her superhuman abilities, patterned after several different spiders. Jessica's powers are truly remarkable. At her peak, she can lift around 7 tons, and she possesses superhuman speed, stamina, agility, and reflexes. Her body is also far more durable than a normal human's, enabling her to withstand a lot more punishment. She has enhanced senses like superhuman hearing and smell, which once helped her distinguish a life model decoy from the real Nick Fury. Another standout ability is that Jessica can cling to surfaces thanks to a fluid secreted from her palms and feet, giving her a spider-like grip. Her powers also extend to immunity against terrestrial poisons, toxins, and radiation. While the initial exposure might make her dizzy, she quickly adapts and becomes immune afterward. One of her more unique abilities is her pheromones, which can elicit attraction or pleasure in others, although she often uses a special perfume to neutralize this effect. Jessica's most iconic power is her bioelectric energy, which she can discharge through her hands in what she calls venom blasts. These powerful shocks can knock people unconscious, cause intense pain, or even kill, similar to a lightning strike. She can also use these blasts to pierce through materials like steel when fully powered. Although her original Hydra-designed costume, equipped with web-like wings, allowed her to glide through the air, she eventually gained the ability to fly on her own after a Skrull Queen replacement took her place. Beyond her powers, Jessica is a formidable fighter, trained in several martial arts styles including boxing, capoeira, judo, karate, and tai chi. Taskmaster himself trained her, making her a deadly hand-to-hand combatant. She's also skilled in fencing and weaponry. Thanks to her time with Hydra and later S.H.I.E.L.D., she's an expert in covert operations, espionage, and stealth. Additionally, she speaks multiple languages like Korean, Russian, French, Spanish, Portuguese, and German. With her background in undercover detective work, Jessica sometimes carries a Walter PPK handgun, adding another layer to her tactical skill set. In a solo film, all these abilities would make her a dynamic character to watch, blending superhuman powers with espionage and combat prowess. Whether Sony chooses to expand on her animated incarnation or craft a new live-action version, Jessica Drew's Spider-Woman has all the potential to captivate audiences in her own standalone adventure. For those unfamiliar with this version of Jessica Drew, she first appeared in the comic Edge of Spider-Verse No. 4, written by Nyla Magruder and art by Marcus Williams. However, this was within her own universe. If we follow the logic from Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and Spider Society No. 1, Earth 332 seems to be an animated universe separate from comic book continuity. The art we see in the comic may simply be a depiction of events, not fact. This introduces an intriguing complication. Not only do we have alternate universes and timelines to consider, but now the medium in which a character is portrayed can create entirely new versions of them. If Jessica Drew's adventures are animated, they exist in one universe. If live action, that's another. This brings endless multiversal possibilities. Across the Spider-Verse already established this by introducing many versions of Spider-Man, like the 1967 animated series Hero and the Insomniac PlayStation version. The upcoming Spider-Noir series, starring Nicolas Cage, could provide further clarity on how these alternate universe spider heroes coexist. Spider-Man Noir is in a unique position, having appeared in video games, animation, comics, and soon-to-be live-action, all linked by the same actor's portrayal. With this understanding that spider heroes can exist across mediums, it opens the door for characters like Madam Web to introduce even more secret weapons from the multiverse. Nicolas Cage's Spider-Man Noir, transitioning from animation to live action, will join Harley Quinn as one of the few characters to originate in animation and then appear in comics and live-action adaptations. In Across the Spider-Verse, where Spider-Man 2099 explains the Spider Society and the fractured multiverse to Miles, we see a glimpse of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man from Spider-Man 3, specifically the moment where he's trying to tear off the Venom symbiote. This implies a universe where Spider-Man and Venom may have never fully separated. There's also a brief crossover with Tom Hardy's Venom universe as the Spot jumps into the convenience store from Venom. These small details hint at a larger possibility: a massive showdown between all the Spider people from every universe, crossing all artistic mediums, could one day happen. While this might not occur on the big screen, the idea of a multiverse-spanning Spider event in the comics, featuring characters from animation, video games, and live action, feels like an exciting inevitability. And that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay in the loop. Feel free to share your thoughts about this video in the comments as well.